Fringe Fanatics with Chad Lee and Chris Zane.
And we are back. It is episode 43 of Fringe Fanatics. I am Chris Zane.
And I am Chad Lee. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in as always. And as always, if you are watching or listening right now, please like and subscribe to us to make sure you're getting all the current videos that we're posting. And if you haven't yet, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all things social media at Fringe_Fanatics. Chad Lee, how are you doing this
Doing pretty good, man.
Yeah.
It's episode 43. It's the Troy Polamalu episode.
That's true.
That's what I'm going to start doing is every time, like next week, it's going to be the Reggie Jackson episode, just right off the bat.
Yeah.
Whatever, like when you hear a number, because I've been so, God, fuck the Royals. I'm about to turn this off.
Oh, my God. Chad's got
Embedded
money
in
on the
sports.
Dodgers or Orioles game.
Yeah, it's not going well.
It's not going well.
Nope. But I've been so embedded in sports ever since I was a kid to where when I hear a number, my first thought is that famous player with that number. You know, when I see 12, you know, now it's going to be Tom Brady probably, Aaron Rodgers. Yep. Not Aaron Rodgers anymore.
No.
So when I saw 43, I was like, what's a famous 43? And yeah, that's
Troy Polamalu. And luxurious hair as well.
He was a badass, man. I actually really enjoyed watching him in the Steelers because he was a cool dude.
He was one of those guys that was just like, you're waiting for him to do something that's just going to ruin the game for you.
Yeah.
It would always happen.
And he was like a ball magnet. Like whether it was an interception or a fumble, like the ball just seemed to happen to fall in his hands every time.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, that's a skill too. You got to be in the right place at the right time.
And he does have some of like, you know, the best highlights in NFL history, probably. I mean, at least one or two of his highlights are probably up there in the top 50.
And you know why we gravitate towards liking him as well is he's got that mane. We both have luscious locks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's a badass. He's a representative for guys like us.
Who knows how much longer I'm going to have mine. Could be going soon. We don't know.
Do it, man. I'm envious. I want to.
Well, if it happens, I'm just going to show up here completely bald because I'm going from one extreme to the other.
Oh, yeah. I had to explain that to her the other day. She was like, no, I don't want you to shave your head. I was like, you can't comb this out.
Yeah.
It's either getting shaved or the other option is I clip it with scissors and I look
super
like
short,
the doll from Rugrats that Angelica had. Like a little crazy looking doll. Like, no.
Or one of the creepy creations Sid made in Toy Story.
That's a good example too. Just hair popping out everywhere. No, that looks awful. Like I'm from Hills Have Eyes or something. So
well, the only shitty part about me is if I do shave it off, that's probably it. Yeah, it's probably not coming back.
Yeah, because then when you try to grow it back,
you're gonna see.
Well, our hairline just keeps receding.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've got a receding hairline already. The patch in the back is getting bigger.
Oh no.
Well, it's the part of being a guy and probably all the terrible things that we've ingested over the years. And, you know, who the hell knows what all else. And
all the different intoxicants.
Genetics.
Yeah.
My father had 2 hair transplants. Sorry to break the news. It's dad,
wow.
But 2 hair transplants.
It's public now.
And he's still bald. So I guess that's just like... the cards were stacked against me.
Well, they say it's on your mother's side. So does your mom's
dad? And that's
bullshit
because my mom's dad had a pretty good damn full head of hair.
I've always thought that was a wives' tale too.
The same thing, dude, about the wearing hats. Like, come on. If that was the case, every fucking baseball player would be bald by the time they're fucking 25 because you wear baseball hats the entirety of you playing baseball.
The whole career.
Which is like fucking 9 months a year if you're playing in sometimes more than that if you're playing like California or something like that. So those damn wives' tales.
Yeah.
Regardless.
They're urban myths.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm doing pretty damn well. The weekend was really good.
You at the tail end of batching it, correct?
Yep. Yeah, she came back Sunday after visiting family, and Saturday night we were texting during it because I was like, dude, you got to watch this fight night, and I was very impressed with it. Had a lot of luck when DraftKings did a lineup, won a little bit of money, so that was cool. But I just love it when we've talked about it so often where these fight nights are better than pay-per-views sometimes.
They really are. And it's just, as usually even on the main cards too, or like the main UFCs, it always feels like there's like a few prelim fights that are like that should have been on the main card, man.
Yeah, definitely.
But
I mean this one, there's so many finishes. It was great. We saw a legend, Holly Holm. When You just don't get that in the UFC like you get in other sports where somebody can be kind of older, like Aaron Rodgers or whatever it might be, Phil Mickelson or something, and still succeed. In the UFC, it does not work out like that.
No, I mean, there's been a couple dudes who've fought in their 40s.
Yeah, Randy Couture.
Randy Couture. What's his name? The Bigfoot dude. Fuck.
Bigfoot?
Yeah, he was like the Brazilian dude. Fucking had huge ass feet. They called him something.
I don't know I don't remember.
God damn it! I'm gonna have to Google it now. But yeah, there's been a few guys that have made it into their 40s. But we were talking about it. Like a few. I text you at least, and I was like, dude, she looks like she's 51.
Oh yeah.
And the one of the clips leading up to the fight, and like, no, I'm not saying like, you know, that's anything against her. She's been boxing most of her life. That shit's gonna age the fuck out of you. Getting punched all the time and shit. So
she's been in combat sports.
Yeah,
all of
literally
her
like her whole life.
Yeah. But yep. It was a great fight night, and then the next day I went and got our bikes all tuned up and ready to ride. So we're ready to ride our bicycle.
Antonio Silva.
Oh yeah, I don't remember him. No idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Must not have been that known.
When I show you his face, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that fucking dude. He looks like Shrek, kind of." Oh, god damn it. But yeah, it was, and then I forget what her name was, but the chick that broke her arm, that was wild. Well, dislocated elbow.
I'm glad you brought that up, man. I immediately, you know how we talk about we send each other fucked up videos.
Yeah.
Right after that happened, I had to text you, and I wanted to find the video, but I couldn't, like, I had to say something immediately before I even found the video. I was like, this is one of the nastiest arm breaks I've ever seen in the UFC, because it's always a leg break.
Yeah. And when you told me, like, I was outside, I literally went outside to go do something, and I was like, I'll come back in and finish watching this fight. And then you text me like right away, and you're like, "Dude, she just like dislocated her elbow all crazy."
Oh my god! It was
and then
nasty.
like the screams afterwards were super intense, and it was like, "Damn, that looks like it sucked real."
That's
bad.
what made it hard, man. I told you I got chills because they were at the Vegas Performance Center where
there's nobody there.
Yeah, I mean they've
Apex.
got your team, the other obviously opponent's team, and then maybe like 40 people that are like family and friends or something. But you completely heard the screams. Ah! I was like, God damn, this is too real right now.
Yeah, we were also talking about that as well. The Apex, like, I don't know. I guess why they're doing it. It's like a free venue for them that they probably own.
Yeah.
But
it is.
It literally reminds me of watching the fights like during COVID times when it's like,
yeah, that's
there's
exactly
like
what
50 people there, and it's just like you can hear like, and I forget who it was. One of the was it the Duriev fight? One of the corner guys sounded like he was about to die. Like he was
really?
screaming so much and like so loud. I can't remember what fucking fight it was. Damn it.
Yeah.
Either way, that's Antonio Silva. You don't remember that guy?
He does look like Bigfoot, like something from a movie, but I don't remember him. No, it's crazy.
I think he's still fighting.
Wow,
and he's like in his mid-40s now.
Yeah, sometimes they do, but it's not like they ever have a whole lot of success.
And after a certain point, you just like, I feel like the button on your chin gets like super sensitive, and it's very easy to get knocked the hell out.
It doesn't always go like that because I think we forgot to bring it up last week. You can remind me. Robbie Lawler retired after that fight, and I bet against him because a lot of times those older guys, man, they just don't really perform that well whenever they're like kind of at the very end of their career, where that's probably going to be their last fight. I normally bet against them just because that's the realistic thing to do, but Robbie Lawler came through there and mauled. That's his nickname, Robbie the Mauler Lawler.
Yeah, and you could definitely tell that he had already told him that he was going to retire because they had like a whole like reel already set up and ready to go.
That was pretty cool.
It was still pretty cool. Yeah,
he is a UFC legend. I mean, it was against.
He's been there since like the beginning.
Have you ever seen? For a long time, Roy McDonald and Robbie Lawler.
Mm-mm.
We got to try to get a fight pass that we could share the pass, not share the password, but maybe do something like that.
Yeah, don't do that. Well, actually, and now speaking of which, Netflix had to walk that back already, even after their big rollout of no more password sharing.
How'd they have to walk it out? What do you mean?
They just had, I guess they're like starting to relax it a little bit because so many people are pissed off about it. And there's been so much negative backlash because people are like, what the fuck? Like, if I pay for it, I should be able to share it with who I want.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
sense. Ask artists to make music how they feel about that with master and
That's
shit.
a great fucking point, man. Well, I mean, not only that, I mean, how many times would you guys have to have a song played on Spotify before you get $5? Probably like 6 million times.
No, it's not that bad, but it's literally you make like... It's not even a cent on a stream.
Yeah.
It's like 0.0000375.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is there's
like you're not making
huge
shit.
artists that said that they don't really make anything from the
Yeah.
streaming. It's mainly just a
Snoop
way
Dogg
to,
came out actually recently, was bitching about it, like saying
Oh,
like
wow.
I don't even understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Like I'm not making any money off this
the
shit.
only way musicians, and you know, I should not even been speaking on this, but the only way musicians seem to make money these days is from touring.
Yeah, and I did want to touch on this real quick,
Because
and then
of
we'll
Taylor
touch on
Swift.
my weekend. But Taylor Swift,
Dude,
um,
160 million for Denver economy.
yeah, the National Treasury literally put out a statement that said her tour has boosted the U.S. economy. Like there is a legit spike
Wow.
from the Taylor Swift tour.
Well, have you seen these girls and other
Oh, dude,
people
it's
that have
wild.
gone insane? Because they went through Kansas City. I had a bunch of friends go, and they were mainly the wives of my friends. But
Yeah.
either way, I mean, like some of them posted pictures of their little girl like singing along with it, and I mean, they are singing like it's the Beatles, and like
It's funny that you say that. They're basically saying now the only thing you can equate this tour to is Elvis in the 50s, the Beatles' first tour of America in 1963,
okay,
and Michael Jackson in the 80s.
wow,
And she's the only touring artist whose tour is going to net $1 billion.
holy shit,
It's
that's
like, dude,
unbelievable,
it's insane.
man.
And then not to mention this, dude. She plays 44 songs, no breaks, and no guests.
Yeah,
And granted, I'm sure there probably is, in like the more dancey numbers, I'm sure there's probably a little bit of backing track help.
oh yeah.
But still, that's insane, dude.
Well, see,
I
I've
mean,
heard in Kansas City she played for like 4 hours. I
Yeah.
would say, like listen, we're obviously not Swifties, but
No.
I will, because there's people where it's like, oh, you wouldn't catch me dead there and stuff, and I get that. It's not for
dude,
everybody.
the guitar player in my band, Brett, loves Taylor Swift.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that's
like-
what I've heard.
He'll say, he's like, dude, though she is an incredible pop songwriter.
And that's just it. Is like, and no matter what type of music it is, whether it's death metal or pop, country, I got respect for someone that goes out there and dedicates a lot of themselves to the fans and puts on
Yeah.
a good show. Garth Brooks, that's one of the biggest reasons we're
One of the better shows I've seen.
huge Garth Brooks fans. You've seen him live. Yeah, where are the bodies, Garth? Where are they buried? But yeah, I mean, it's because he goes out there and just lays it all on the line for 4
Yeah.
hours. It's amazing.
It's still nuts though, yeah, because like before she even got here, like Thursday, they just had the merch thing
Yeah,
set
you
up,
see that?
and there was like a fucking just swarm of people there buying merch.
It was the same way in Kansas City. I mean,
It's
people
crazy.
just line up like crazy, man. I mean, I had people, friends that went to this show in Denver, and they were like, "This was a life-changing experience," and all this. And it's like, fuck, man, gotta hand it to her.
yeah.
And did you know about her dad?
Oh, her dad buying
the
that
tour bus
Yeah,
thing?
he just dude. Did you see?
He is the king of tour buses.
yeah, because he saw the problem and he's like, I'm just gonna buy all the tour buses.
Yeah. How fucking smart was that, man?
But did you see she's only doing weekends,
Which is
and
smart.
she has 27 semis that bring her fucking stage.
Oh my god, 27
semis.
So when I saw-
that's just the stage and everything. That's not all of her tour buses. That's not all the band's tour buses.
semis. That's just the
That's
stage
just the
production
semis
stuff.
to get the production there.
Fuck, man.
It's nuts.
That is insane. Yeah, when I saw video of it, I'm sure you did too. It looked like a lot. Like if you spent money, the probably $400 that you spent to go to that show for nosebleed seats, you probably got an amazing show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of guys from the fan that went. One of the guys made a shitload of money. He bought tickets to both nights because he got in first thing when the Ticketmaster presale happened.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't disclose how much he made on the second night because he's like, I went the first night, and he's like, I feel like that was enough.
Yeah.
And he sold his tickets the next day. But Zach By went, and he said that like the only thing that you can compare the sound to was like an Aqib Talib pick 6 in the Super Bowl 50 year, like that pop from the crowd. But he's like, it was every 4 minutes that the crowd just erupted.
Wow.
Like
Because of
like
this
just
song,
a song.
like, oh,
yeah,
I
he's
love
like
the song.
and he's like, honestly, I think it was another guy, Will Peterson, that said, he's like, my ears are still ringing, and he's like, it's not from how loud the sound was. He's like, it's how loud the crowd was.
Yeah.
Like,
I believe it,
it's
man.
nuts. So
People really like her music.
yeah, they do. But let's continue on. I'll talk about my weekend. I was also batching
Please tell me about it.
Meryl had an impromptu trip for a memorial this weekend in California, so I was by my lonesome. I did a bunch of shit around the house, had some projects I needed to finish for Zane, our buddy who runs a tattoo shop.
Shout out to Zane.
Shout out Zane and Ogden Tattoo in Denver, Colorado.
That's right.
But I made a sandwich board for him, and then just trying to work on the show and stuff, and working a shitload right now, and it being insanely hot in Colorado, which sucks right now.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a rough weekend, but I got a bunch of shit done that I needed to get done. Some things with the show got done. We did not get as many of the bumpers done as I would have liked, but we do have a few, and we just need to iron out a couple more, and we're going to have all the clips, sounds
We might even have like a rotating cup until we find
Yeah.
better ones or whatever.
Yeah, and we might be relying on you guys maybe to fill us in on what
would
you
be
like
awesome.
and dislike.
I
But
would love that.
aside from that, I did watch Tom Segura's new special,
Oh, you
Sledgehammer.
did. Nice.
Did think it was a little slow going in the beginning. I also think it's weird now that he's gotten to that point where it's like he has those things now that like you can always rely on to like make the crowd pop.
Jokes
Like,
about Bert.
Yeah, the Garth Brooks thing.
Yeah.
And to me, then I'm like, it does seem kind of cheap.
It
to
is
some
but then
degree,
if you
but I
think,
get
like,
it. I get it.
How Bert has to always
You
do
have
the
to play your
machine
hits.
joke.
Yeah,
You got to play your
hits.
hits, and it's great because he doesn't play the same, don't do the same jokes.
Yeah.
But he's just hitting quick on something that his fan base.
Yeah, and he lets it breathe, and he goes back. He
Yeah.
doesn't hang on it
Yeah.
forever. I mean, he did go on Bert for like a minute, but that was one thing I did notice. Like I said, a little slow going in the beginning. The vasectomy joke.
Yeah.
And his mom fucking
That was
I
great.
was laughing my
I watched
ass
that
off.
video too where he got
She's
high with her
sitting
too,
there
and she's just
like, "Where's the dog?"
yeah. It was so
He's
classic,
just like,
man.
"Oh."
He was dying. He's one of the goats right now, man.
Yeah.
He is making a ton of money. Talk about tours that have made a lot of money. It's nowhere near Taylor Swift level, but
Yeah,
he's doing pretty well.
nice.
Yeah. That's cool.
Speaking of which, in specials, one thing I want to plug, Ben Roy from Spells has a new special out called Hyena. You can watch it now on 800 Pound Gorilla Records, which they put out a bunch of comedy specials and stuff. You can watch it there for $10.
Like
and then-
the website, 800 Pound
Yeah,
Gorillas?
800
Okay.
Pound Gorilla.
Sweet.
Just Google that and you'll find it. You can watch it now for $10. I think in August, I can't remember the date, it does go free. We talked about going and seeing it, and you couldn't make it.
Yeah, I'll be busy this
You were
Saturday.
busy. It's Thursday.
I thought you said it was Saturday.
No, it's Thursday.
Oh.
I told you the date.
Well, Thursday I'm going to be going to an SDS9 show too.
Oh, that's what. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's
That's
why.
why you couldn't go either way.
Yeah.
So,
I could
anyway,
have swore I thought it was Thursday, but yeah, either way.
Yeah, it's
when
Thursday.
I said the 20th, we're going to the Paramount show on the 20th,
Yeah.
and then Red Rock Saturday.
yeah, and then aren't they playing Mission Ballroom or something like that in between those? There's not like an
No.
after party there. Oh,
No.
Anyways, we did end up taking the offer to go to that because I talked to Andrew about it. He's like, "Oh, we should go," and I was like, "Yeah, let's fucking do it." So we are gonna go
That's
see
cool.
Ben Roy at Comedy Works downtown, I believe, on Thursday. Perform
Sweet.
his new special.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah,
So,
you have to let me know
yeah.
how that is, man.
We'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah, I'm
So-
a huge fan of stand-up comedy.
I haven't been to a stand-up show since we went and saw Joe Rogan.
Damn, dude, that's probably
That was like
6
fucking
years
yeah,
ago.
6. Yeah,
at least.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a long
and that was a
time.
big one. You know, have you ever went to Comedy Works downtown?
Yeah, I've been to Comedy Works
Cool.
downtown.
I figured so. Like
Yeah.
that place is awesome because it's just like a basement. There's like the brick pillars and stuff. It's a perfect comedy setting.
Yeah, the one down in DTC seems a little bit stranger, but I haven't been to that
It
one.
is, and because it's a little more. I don't want to say suburbia, but it brings that type of crowd.
Yeah.
It's not same as downtown, so they bring those types of comedians, and the crowd is a little bit more. It's you don't get like
Yeah.
super raunchy. That's where I saw Bob Saget Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about the Comedy Works. If you ever go to a show and sign up for the email list and put your birthday down,
Yep.
you always get emails to go for your birthday.
Yep.
But then I randomly got one, and that's how we're going to the show to get free or discounted tickets. I was selected as a winner.
Oh, nice.
For something.
Yeah, because they always
So-
put out a thing, put your information, and you can get drawn for a free show. So
that's how we got
You
this.
lucky
And
dog.
then I was like, well, shit. My buddy's doing his whole thing. Let's go watch it and see it
perfect
live.
time to do it, man. That's
So-
fucking cool.
And speaking of which, Comedy Works, if you are ever feeling randy and want to have us come and do a live podcast on your stage, just let us know.
We will do it
Yeah.
in a second.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. But let us... Oh, dude, 2 other things. I did get violently ill.
What? Holy shit.
Sunday night.
Did you eat that pizza?
No, I did eat that pizza and I was fine. So
Okay.
I think it's you. I think it's you that's
Yeah, it's definitely
getting
me.
ill. Yeah, Chad might have lactose intolerance. We're not entirely sure. We're
pretty
not
positive.
doctors, but he got ill after eating Pizza Hut the other night.
Yeah, it was bad.
No, I don't know what happened. It doesn't matter because no matter what, when you're sick, when we go to work, you're automatically hungover and got super wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I did drink. But not enough to get as ill as I got.
That's weird.
We practiced Sunday night. I had like two tall boys like these. One on the way down there, one when I got there, and then I had like 3 or 4 beers over the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
Shouldn't
That's not a whole
shouldn't
lot.
be violently ill drunk.
No.
Get home. I remember I started watching the new American Gladiator thing on Netflix.
Nice.
I don't know why I've now watched 2 things on American Gladiator, but it's fairly interesting.
It's a good story.
And then, dude, I woke up. I passed out on the couch watching the show because I was batching it. I didn't, I just fell asleep. Woke up at like 2 a.m. The cat's sleeping on my lap, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get in bed. Felt fine. Didn't even black out. Like I remember watching everything. Like nothing. And then 4:30 in the morning hit, dude, and I just woke up. And it was the craziest migraine I've ever had in my fucking life, dude.
Man, that's weird.
Like, I've had like 3... This might have been the 4th migraine I've had that made me, like, ill.
Yeah.
But, like, I was laying there and I was like, oh, my God. And it's like, it just felt like in my temples, it was just like...
Like all that pressure.
And then like the 4th, like it kept getting worse like every one, and it was almost in like cycles of 4. And on the 4th one, dude, it almost like took my breath away. The pain was so bad. And then like I'm laying there and I'm like sweating from like the pain. I'm like trying to breathe. I'm like trying to like breathe it away, and nothing worked. I ended up fucking going and trying to take a cold shower. That didn't work. I went and sat on the couch like with the fan and shit on me, like hoping that would do something. Didn't work. Then I went and laid back in bed, and then I was like, oh, man, I feel like I'm going to fucking puke. Like, I started getting that weird, undescribable puke feeling where, as soon as it happens, you're like, I'm going to puke. This is where it happens. And then, sure as shit, I got up, and I went in the bathroom. I was like, I feel like I'm going to puke.
Yep.
And then projectile vomited 5 times, like, in succession, like, violently. Just like, blah, blah, blah.
God damn.
Felt worse. Got in the shower with a hot shower, and then I was standing there and I was like, fuck, I can't stand here anymore. So then I just like turned the shower off to like just the water and like shut the fucking drain, and then I just laid in the tub and let the water fill up around me, and then I fucking passed out for like a half an hour in the water.
Holy
Like,
shit,
my
man,
head
you almost
just,
drowned.
I didn't almost drown. That's almost happened before when I was drinking. My mom found me. That was terrible.
Wow.
But this time, no, I was fine. Like it wasn't. I probably could have drowned, but I was just like laying there, and I woke up like a half hour later, and I was like, "Fuck."
That's fucking nuts, man.
Showed up to work at like 11. I texted my brother at like 5:30, and I was like, "I am trying to feel well enough to leave and come to work, but it's gonna be a little bit."
That sounds awful.
It was pretty cool.
I wonder what it did. Like, wonder what did that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was definitely a migraine though, because as soon as it went away, I was fine.
Do you drink
if you're-
water before you go to sleep?
I mean, I drink water usually throughout the day. I have my big jug.
No, I mean like when you've had
bring it
drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, generally, I'm
Yeah.
just still drinking water
I
and
figured
shit.
so. I don't know. That's
It was strange,
man.
But yeah,
Maybe the cat came and shit in your mouth or something. You
maybe
didn't even
she
realize
might
it.
have poisoned me. I
That's
don't
what
know.
I'm saying, dude. Cats are fucking evil.
Yeah, she's 19 and a half now, probably.
She's
So
had enough of you. She's like, fuck you.
trying to take me out.
Gonna
But
piss him in his mouth.
all right, we spent a lot of time. Oh, and I had a pimple on my lip, right on the lip line.
Ouch.
Have you had those before?
Oh, all the time.
And,
Not all
like,
the time,
when
but
you
I've had it.
Like you try and pop it, and like you cry, and
It's
like
the
no
worst.
matter like how hard you try not to, your eyes are just watering.
It's so
like,
weird right there on the lip.
God
It's so
damn it.
painful, man.
Shit.
I can't stand that shit. Like a lot
Yeah.
of times I'll just let it get to a whitehead and then just like go quip up and then
Nah.
just let it just scab up, whatever.
Yeah, no. So
like
that was
herpes.
my weekend. Let us take this leadoff shot, and then let's start flying through these headlines. It is going to be a little bit of a shorter show. We aren't really doing a fast break. We're not doing a penalty box. There's nothing happening.
Seems
right now.
self-explanatory. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have any of those sports going on.
We kind of
so
bring
we're
that
just
up the
gonna
last
cover
3
headlines.
weeks. So that will be in the headlines, and then we're going to do a little bit of an ELE, and we're going to do a little bit of Rec Center,
Yeah,
and then the usual DDOE, and we're going to get the hell out of here. But first,
sounds like a plan.
we are drinking something new this week.
Yeah, I'm glad
and
you got
that
this.
would be
Some screwball.
Screwball peanut butter whiskey. We hear about it on some of the podcasts we listen to, like Kill Tony.
Yep,
We're going to try it. It smells very peanut buttery.
it does. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about that, but like you said, if we need to go get some jelly and make a peanut butter jelly shot, we
Just
may have
scoop
to.
some jelly into the
Probably
shot. And
tastes
then...
delicious, maybe.
But here's to you guys. Thank you for tuning in as
Thanks
always.
for listening.
We appreciate you guys. Here's the episode 43 of Fringe Fanatics.
Damn right.
Train keeps a rolling.
That's right. Cheers to you,
Cheers.
buddy. Oh my God, Chris! What the fuck? Oh my God, that was so like sugary. Oh,
You know what?
I don't know, man. That's gonna take.
It's not that bad. It almost kind of has like a coffee aftertaste.
A little bit. It definitely has like a, but it's like if you
Like
took,
if you had like a
whatever
coffee
the
drink
syrup-
at Starbucks or
yeah,
something.
That's what I was thinking. But all that syrup, instead of having it on your drink, you just get under
You know
the
what,
syrup
though?
machine.
Like the straight syrup.
That's what you're doing. That is so strong.
Concentrated syrup.
Like not strong like strong whiskey, but strong,
It's not bad.
flavorful.
I don't know. I don't know if you could drink that over ice. Maybe.
I don't know if that'd help. I'm not gonna lie. You may be taking this one back home, and I'll get a new bottle next week.
No, dude. We have to do one more at least.
Oh no,
tonight.
we're gonna do another shot for sure. But
We'll leave it here for when we're desperate.
I really don't like. That's why, like I think what ruined it is we used to do so much Fireball.
I was gonna say, the nice thing about it is it's not as syrupy as Fireball.
Well, you taste
it's more of a whiskey.
What makes things flavored? It's not natural. They don't soak in peanut butter. It's sugar.
Chad, there's peanuts in this. It says contains peanuts.
I don't see any peanuts, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right there.
I see
Contains them.
sugary peanuts. Let's see the ingredients.
Give us a rundown of it. Talk about it real
Contains
quick.
peanuts. It does have a big thing of that. There's no ingredient list. Oh, there it is. Oh no, that's just the warning label. Well, anyway, I just
It's
don't.
different.
I don't do like
It's different.
yeah, like sugary shit. So this mixed
mean-
drink I got, it's 0 sugar, and so I'll do another shot for sure, man. And I appreciate it, but we'll see. Maybe after the next.
Maybe
hold
the
on.
next one will be better.
Maybe the next one it'll grow on
Yeah.
me. So hold on.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
But-
Let's get into it, man.
Let us get into it. It's time for
Let's
headlines.
start with the NFL. Hit it, Chris.
Yes, let's do it. So real quick, I'm going to talk about something a little bit involving pop culture. It involves the Madden video game.
Yeah.
This one is involving Aaron Donald. He becomes the most... Chad's already huffing and puffing.
I'm ready for you to
He's
say it
upset.
because you know what I'm going to say.
He becomes the most decorated player in the Madden 99 club, passing the one and only Peyton Manning, who will forever be a Bronco, who held the title for longest at a total of 6 years. Aaron Donald just got his 7th year of a 99 rating. And that's about all I got in terms of that. But Chad has a rebuttal. He got
Well, I
upset
do.
when I brought this
I
up.
am not arguing against Aaron Donald's past 6 years, but last
He's arguing.
year, I'm arguing against last year. Okay, let's get this straight because PFF is highly regarded as the grading system for NFL.
Unless you're a former player.
Yeah, it is a good point, right? It's something that's been used like the last 7 or 8 years.
Probably even longer than that.
It's
but
probably
yeah,
longer.
it's
But it's what's decided contracts. If you're the number 1 PFF graded player, like Chris Jones, you have leverage to ask for more money. And that's exactly what he's doing right now, because last year he was the highest graded defensive lineman. So explain to me how Aaron Donald last year, when his PFF grade was not quite a bit, but it was definitely lower than Chris Jones's.
Yeah.
And his overall numbers when QB hurries, QB pressures was significantly lower than Jones's. He had a fall-off year because he didn't have Von Miller to his side. So it was double team Aaron Donald every time. Explain to me why he got a 99 and Chris Jones got a 96. Go ahead, start.
Chad, I can't, because I don't even really know how they decide these things.
You fail me.
But I can tell you this much. It's not fair. And there's an argument to be made for Jamal Murray, who I don't know if you saw this.
I did see that. That was
a nice way to segue into this. But
yeah.
Jamal Murray, I think, got like an 84 rating in NBA 2K24.
It was horrible.
Not good for
a
one
guy
of the best the two-man teams in terms of the NBA. They're like one of the greatest ever.
You look at his playoff run. You look at his season last year. I mean, what did he average over 3 points? It was definitely over 40%, right?
I'm pretty sure he was in the 40s. And I think in the regular season, this is the only knock you could say against him. In the regular season, I think he did only average like 16 or 18 points. But in the playoffs, he did average into the 20s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he showed up when it was necessary. And I don't know, man. I don't know how these things work.
It's a slap in the face. It's totally a slap in the face.
Well, and now we've started off on the wrong foot. Chad's upset.
Yep. I always am. Let's get into the next one. What do you got?
Give us one. Or you got one. All right, it's just me?
No,
I mean,
there's bounce back and forth. Like ping pong.
You take it.
We are covering tennis
Volley.
later. So perfect little
I'll forehand, you backhand. All right.
Jets. The New York Jets are on Hard Knocks this year, and they are pissed about it. Damn, dude, they are mad. And it's funny to me because when you sign up for the NFL, you don't get a choice. No, you don't, dude. No, you don't. The NFL is your boss.
You do.
No, you don't get a choice when it comes to that.
The Broncos, the Patriots.
What are you talking about? There are certain teams that are eligible for
Everybody's eligible.
No. Do you know what happens? Do I need to Googleize something for you?
You can Googleize it, but you know what happens more often than not? They try and pick the best stories. That's why last year it was the Detroit Lions.
I don't know why you're ignorant on this. I feel like I am.
I know that they're all. But when was the last time the Broncos have been on Hard Knocks?
Because they've made
Chiefs were on Hard Knocks.
Actually, no. It was I think it was the first or second year of Hard Knocks.
The Chiefs
How
were?
to be eligible. Where is it? How do you spell eligible?
I think it's ELLIGIBLE. Eligible.
See, Google to pull it up real quick. Here we go. I'm glad we got fast internet right now. The formula. A team can decline being the subject of the show if any of these 3 rules apply to them. 3 rules. So when you sign up, okay, if
you made it sound like they had to do it. Now they can say they can decline.
If you're an exception to the rule. Here's the rules.
Oh my
they
God.
have made the playoffs in the past 2 seasons. So that's why the Broncos are kind of – and the reason why they haven't been is because they've had a new coach. If you have a new coach in that year, you can't be.
That's how they get out of it. They just hire and fire coaches. They're smart.
Here's the exceptions. They have made the playoffs in the past 2 seasons. The team has a first-year head coach. The team has been featured on Hard Knocks in the past decade. That's it. So that's why this year – there was a lot of, it's probability. There's probability.
Wait.
Okay, lay it on me. Lay it on me, Mr. Zane.
There has been multiple teams that have been on it in the last decade, I feel like.
No, dude. That's why this year it was a strange year where you had teams like the Jags make it last year to the playoffs and shit. And so a lot of teams that normally didn't make it the playoffs. So that's
why nobody wanted to do it this year.
There really was only, I think, 3 teams that
just
fit these.
You guys are going to get picked, so
the criteria.
Just be ready.
And one of them was the Jets, and then when Rodgers goes there, the NFL slaps it on them. You have to go. And also, it's not just the NFL. HBO, when they have this contract with the NFL,
yeah,
it's like these teams are what we're gonna. This team is what we're gonna decide.
Out of what was left in terms of who was going to get picked. This is the most
Jets
compelling.
are perfect. It is, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so,
I mean, it's Green Bay light basically.
This is my talent. Okay, I've been told this before.
Plus, I can't wait to hear them interviewing Nathaniel Hackett and him talk about what happened in Denver. I can't wait for that.
Oh, it's great, dude. Think about Quinnen Williams. Can't wait. This. Think about fucking.
Speaking of which, bring
here's
that up
the best
real quick.
Story. I will. We're almost to this, but here's one of the best stories. Zach Wilson and Hard Knocks, dude. He's still on the fucking team.
Yeah, he's the backup quarterback.
And also in this
for
headline,
the foreseeable future.
In the article, the Jets said they're going to try to take away a key segment in Hard Knocks. I don't know what that is. But they're mad.
That's like
this.
when the Browns did it, and you remember Baker Mayfield bought that fucking RV that they parked out in the parking lot, and it was off limits to the fucking HBO crew.
Really?
They let him in once to check it out, and then the quarterbacks were only allowed in there. And then, yeah. It was parked out in the player parking lot, an RV.
That sounds like such a
and
Baker
they would
Mayfield
go in
thing.
and fucking yeah.
He's probably still living in that RV.
Speaking
in
of
Tampa.
Speaking of which, this is not something I meant to bring up, but it is something to bring up. There is new uniforms happening.
Oh, we didn't write this down.
The Browns all whites.
What do you think of it, man? What do you think?
I like it,
dude. Same here.
Here's what scares me.
I think it's cool.
Here's what scares me. The Broncos teased on the 25th. We're getting something. Of this month, they teased the white helmet.
You think
are they doing an all-white
do
Bronco uniform with maybe the old school blue
like any
and
type
orange?
of change to uniforms, man. That's the only frustration.
They need to get rid of the old new uniforms. They need to do something else.
Are you talking about like that type of Bronco?
This they need to get rid of.
What?
Fucking tribal Bronco?
Okay. How many Super Bowls? We discussed this the other day. How many Super Bowls did John Elway go to before they switched to that? When they switched to that, that's when he won the Super Bowl. Okay?
None, but they also had like one of the best offenses of that era.
Exactly. So it's good luck, dude. You got to ride on that good luck.
But that's way cool.
When they do that new retro mixed.
Yeah, that's way cool.
That's a pretty cool uniform.
But yeah, and then also
I didn't know they teased that. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you, but it was a long time ago, and it was just like a white helmet. Something's getting released on the 25th of this month. We'll see what it is. Also, the creamsicle Tampa Bay Buccaneers uniforms are coming back this year.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. See, I love change like that, man. Like, I'm tired of seeing the same uniforms.
I like the retro shit.
That is the only thing.
Except for the Broncos fucking mustard and brown.
Oh, that's awful, dude. That's so bad.
And the players are twisting the socks. So
they look like the fucking Steelers, you know? It doesn't work because the Steelers.
I don't even know what they look like.
Yeah.
It was like brown and orange. Well, or no, brown and yellow and black.
Yeah, that's what it doesn't, because back in the AFL days, am I right? That's when the Broncos, before they joined the NFL, that was their uniforms, and it was god ugly, man.
Yeah.
But that's what I got to get at, dude. Is like the Chiefs, they're stuck, man. Lamar Hunt and his son are decided on. They do not want to change it. We do not have any proposed color rush. The only thing I'd like to see, and you've seen it with alternative like fan jerseys, is the black jerseys.
They had all red. I thought they had red pants and red jersey.
Well, that's just an option. That's not like a
it's
new
kind of a
thing.
color rush, though.
It's just a color rush, but that's not like a new uniform.
I wish they would do, like, with the Broncos, a combination of the color rush and the old school.
Yeah. I dig it, dude. But when I would play Madden, talking about Madden, that's what I would choose every time when I'd pick the team is the color rush jerseys because they're fun, man. The Seahawks look like a fucking minor league team. Dude, it's hilarious. I love it. It's fun, man. I don't know. I get tired of seeing the same shit. So,
but yeah, okay. So enough on the NFL.
Let's hit on the other one though. The Vikings. The Vikings released their talk about retro. Their new jerseys that they're going to release, their new ones are going to be a retro to like the old '90s style.
Oh,
with like kind of like bigger bars right here on the shoulders and stuff. But it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Well, let's keep going. We've been on. We've been on one.
That's what we
do. We've been on one today.
That's what we do.
So we're gonna hit one more big thing in the NFL, and then I think we're gonna roll on.
Dude, you keep doing this, man. You always decide on what we're going to end on, and I
figured D-Hop was the thing to end on.
Well, we will, but I didn't even finish the Jets because I didn't get to Quinnen Williams. Quentin Williams.
It's Quinnen.
I did say Quinnen.
I think you said Quentin.
No,
but I'll let it slide. Okay.
Quinnen.
Okay. Okay.
Now I said agrees
Now
because
you
you
can't
got me
even
all
speak,
fucked up,
dude.
man. Agrees to an extension with the Jets, 4 years, 96 mil, 66 million guaranteed.
Got paid.
Yeah. So I just want to finish that thought on the Jets, and that's it.
Okay.
Yep. Now we can move to let's finish with D Hop.
Yeah,
Real
that's
quick.
what I was saying.
Evan Ingram and the Jags agreed to 3-year deal. We just talked about Evan Ingram last week, and he's getting paid. What does that break down to? Like
It's a
17 mil
three-year
or something?
deal. Well, he was franchised for $11.345 million. 3 years, $41.25 million, $24 million guaranteed. So you're basically looking at like $8 million a year.
Yeah.
In reality.
Well, he deserves it, dude. That guy's a baller. I think he's going to be really good.
He
for the
definitely had a
Jags.
breakout year last year with Trevor Lawrence. So.
You know, I forgot about it, but the Around the NFL podcast mentioned that he did make the Pro Bowl on the Giants one year. I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, we brought that up last week. I said he
did
had
we?
like one really good year with Daniel Jones, but then
Yeah,
like he just
good
kind
call.
of fell off.
Yeah, but I mean, I think maybe he's lost some weight and it just seems faster.
Yeah.
And in that offense with Doug Peterson, I think he's utilized a lot better too.
Definitely. So before we get to D-Hop, I did want to mention one thing. I don't know if you saw this, and I just want to breeze through it, but did you see that the 49ers finalized a deal to take over Leeds United, the European soccer club?
Wait, I'm really confused on this. So the 49ers...
The 49ers, so here's how it works. So the 49ers in 2018 became part of an investment group in Leeds United. By 2020, they then had upped their stake to 44%, so they were almost majority owners at that point. And now they fully take over. They now own Leeds United.
How can a football team own...
It's part of an investment group. So, like, the owners of the 49ers...
There you go. That sounds...
It's the
lot.
they're saying it's the 49ers.
Yeah.
But here's what's funny about it. Well, not necessarily funny, but this is the normal thing now. We see Peyton Manning's wife owning sports teams. We see Patrick Mahomes being part of the ownership of
And
teams.
his wife. Yeah.
That's the new thing. In this investment group included former athletes, Larry Nance Jr., former NBA player.
Okay.
TJ McConnell, former NBA player. Justin Thomas, PGA Pro golfer.
Yep, we know him.
Jordan Spieth, also
Big
PGA
name.
Pro golfer. And the most recent, Russell Westbrook, is now part of it. So they've got a shitload
Russell
of
Westbrook,
former
too.
athletes
That's so random.
that are now involved in it. And they now, as of, I think it was yesterday, they are now like the owners of Leeds United. So pretty
That's
wild.
interesting.
And now the final thing of the NFL, D-Hop, DeAndre Hopkins, has a new home. Chad, tell us about it.
Well, he agrees to the Titans, where he basically had some, a leverage in his head where it was like, this kind of like scale going on. Do I want to join a team that's maybe going to win the Super Bowl, take a little less money, or do I want to join a team that's definitely not going to win the Super Bowl and take money?
I feel like he kind of picked the middle road.
How many games do you think Ryan Tannehill's going to play next year, man?
It's tough to say.
Criticism of
it's
this.
tough to say. The thing is, too,
It's not tough to say because he didn't
no.
finish
But
the
here's
season.
the thing. He didn't finish the season. He has had some good seasons.
Yeah,
but here's
for
the
sure.
thing. He's had good seasons with AJ Brown. And what happened to him?
They traded him away.
And what did he do?
What happened to the GM
became one of the best
after
wide
AJ
receivers,
Brown
yeah.
went to the Super Bowl?
But yeah, after all the success he had after
Yeah.
leaving. But yeah, I don't know what this is really going to do, man. So he agrees to a new deal. It's basically going to give him, 2 years, $12 million in the first year with up to 15 in incentives.
Yeah, a lot of incentives there.
He does rejoin, though. This is kind of a big thing, I guess.
Yeah,
His
this is. I'm
former
glad you brought this up.
offensive coordinator, Tim Kelly, who in Houston helped Hopkins to 104 catches, 1,165 yards in 2019. So one of his better years in Houston.
Do you want to also mention who was also on the Houston
Oh, that
staff?
would be the head coach, Mike Vrabel.
Vrabel. Yep.
Yeah.
So
So-
that is a big reason why he chose the Titans. I obviously was hoping that after the Quinnen Williams deal was done, that it would lead to the Chris
He
Jones
did it.
extension, and then D-Hop having the Chiefs having money to bring D-Hop in. Obviously, that didn't happen because it was basically between the Chiefs and Titans and the Patriots. But, we see how things play out, and
the
I'm fine with it.
Bills were also sniffing around quite a bit. I mean,
from the last week, the Bills had really fallen
they
off.
fell, yeah, but in the beginning, I mean, right when it came out that he was leaving, it was like Bills were really in there. Titans have always been there.
Yeah, they really.
But yeah.
But the one thing I wanted to bring up with this, did you see the meme that was going around right afterwards? It was like, well, D-Hop's going to where all of wide receivers' careers go to die. I didn't realize this. I had no idea Randy Moss went to the Titans. I forgot.
Oh, shit.
Andre Johnson went to the Titans. And then most recently, Julio Jones went to the Titans.
That's true.
None of them had success.
It's like people always forget that, God damn it. I did this last time, too. The 49ers wide receiver, Jerry Rice. God damn it.
Jerry Rice?
Yes. One of the best wide receivers of all time.
All right.
Ended his career as a Bronco.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I don't even think he made it to the regular season. I think he was cut.
Yep, I think you're right. I think he was cut. And then he retired as a 49er, right?
Yeah, I think he went back and retired. But yeah, but that's the thing, though, and that's what makes this deal so stupid. Ryan Tannehill is not a quarterback that can take advantage of a wide receiver like that. Case in point, why A.J. Brown left.
Dude, and that's just it, man.
What's the point of this deal?
When you're sitting there at the table, let's say I'm D-Hop, you're the GM for the Titans, and you say, hey, you can make up to $7 million more with incentives. And then I look at you, and I look at my agent, and I say, wait a minute. You give the ball to Derrick Henry 30 times a game.
Yeah.
How am I going to get this? How am I going to get these incentives?
Yeah.
You would think he'd be smart enough to be like,
literally
you know what?
half the offense is running the football.
Yeah, I'll take $10 million. I'll try to chase a ring and do
Yeah.
the right thing. But apparently, money's more important to him.
Well, we're gonna get into money and stuff a little bit later in the LE.
We are.
But
do we want to breeze over that news, or we just want to hit it in the LE?
The
running
RB
back
stuff.
news?
Yeah. Well, it's just ELE.
Cool.
That's the LE stuff.
All right,
So
cool. Let's move on to the NBA then.
let's do it. You hit the NBA. You start this one, and then I'm gonna kind of wrap it up a little bit.
We'll tag team it, brother. All right. Steph Curry makes a hole-in-one at the American Century Classic. His reaction is almost what makes it more of a news story because he went insane.
Yeah, I saw just a brief clip of it, and he just like took off sprinting and lost his
It
mind.
warrants
basically.
it.
Dude,
It's
if I
pretty cool.
hit a fucking hole-in-one, though, I would lose my shit.
Especially when you're leading the pack, and then on the hole after that, I believe it was the hole after that, he then goes on to Eagle 18 and then win the American Century Classic.
He's insanely good at golf.
Which is nuts. It's like how, I mean, it was really Klay Thompson's fault why they lost the match, but Steph didn't golf very good either.
Well, I mean, everybody has their off days, but it's just weird how like these really good athletes. I mean, we're kind of talking about this with the what was his name? That guy I sent you the picture of that was working out, Jalen.
You sent me a lot of videos.
Well, it was the guy. It was like him then, and then him now.
Oh yeah, the guy in the Thunder.
Something.
Yeah.
God damn it. Either way, when you have as much free time as they do and money, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And it's just funny how like Steph's super good at golf.
Insanely good.
Tom Brady's really good at golf. Just like all of these, like really.
Tony
Romo's insanely good
He
at golf.
finished in the
Tony
top
Romo
5, I think.
could probably be a PGA Tour player if he really wanted to.
He's pretty good.
But yeah, it's just funny how these guys who are also really good at something else can also be really good at golf. But
It's pretty impressive. I know this is like golf NBA news, but I just had to mention it because this dude just hits long shots from NBA
Everywhere.
and golf.
he sinks them from wherever he's at. Do you have anything else for the NBA? Because
I
I'm
got
going to
two other
finish up
news.
the majority of it, so I'll let you do the couple things you got.
James Harden is going to be hitting the cheeseburgers and the In-N-Outs because he's going to be requesting a trade only to the Clippers, which is going to put the Sixers with their hands
I'm so
cupped.
confused as to, and maybe you can fill me in on this. I've missed this. I saw what you posted. I heard about it. What happened?
Well, he did
From
officially request
the
a trade.
time that he accepted basically staying with the Sixers to now
I think it was just like an
wanting
option,
a trade.
though. It really wasn't anything official, and it was just verbal. And then now, it's just like a lot of these guys, man, in the NBA, where it's like things can change
they have all
at
the
the
power.
flip of a dime. Exactly.
Yeah,
To where
and
now
this is exactly what he did in Houston. He literally, and that's why the fat suit thing was in the post that you posted.
And
Is
it was pretty
he literally
funny.
gained like fucking 30 pounds
To be like, I suck. And I mean, we saw it, and it was widely criticized throughout NBA analysts that in the not Western Conference Finals, but in the playoffs last year, he just quit on his team. You know, after Embiid came back, I mean, a lot of people were really on the coaching staff, I guess, were telling Doc Rivers, get him out of the game because he's clearly quitting on the floor.
Yeah.
And he's hurting us. And, I mean, he's a guy that I think is so egotistical where he'll do that. He'll put weight on to get what he wants or quit on the
We've seen
team.
it time and time again.
Yep.
So
yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, clearly it's not any mystery here. He wants to play with Paul George, who he did play with him on the Thunder, right? Before that whole thing was split up?
Yeah, I believe so. I think
so.
Paul George came right at the end.
Yeah, right at the end.
Because I think Harden was the last one left after Westbrook and KD left, I think.
I think
maybe Westbrook was the last one.
one.
Yeah. Harden was the second one.
Yeah, getting those triple doubles. All right. This is some entertaining news right here, you guys. This is hysterical. I had to write this down. Ja Morant's lawyers cite stand your ground law in the self-defense in the pickup basketball lawsuit where a 16-year-old kid or something like that, right, pissed him off and he came out of the house with a gun.
Yeah, I think it started on like a basketball court or something, and I thought the kid maybe like went to his house or something like that. I don't really know the entire details of the story.
Right.
But basically Ja Morant ends up coming out and like waving a gun at the kid.
Yeah.
And like telling him to get the fuck off his property or he's going to shoot him. And this is before all the other shit that happened with Ja Morant.
Which makes the 25
recent,
games fucking bullshit,
Yeah, again, the fact that it wasn't half the year is insane. It should have been the whole year.
Yeah.
But,
But you tell me how if you're a multi-million, one of the top NBA superstars, and this kid is threatening you or causing you danger, your security team's not going to be the one to try to handle this. You're going to be the one to come out with the gun, and then your lawyers are going to cite the stand your ground law.
You
give me a fucking break,
the advice of Chris Carter at the NFL Rookie
have
Symposium.
A fall guy.
And have a fall guy.
Or don't get
How
yourself
hard
in
is
this
it?
situation at all.
Give that guy the gun and say, go deal with this guy. I'm going to go back in the house and act like I don't know you if the cops show up.
Yeah.
And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. This is insane. I mean, I can't wait to see. I want to touch on this because I want to see how it plays out. It's kind of like how we've brought up some of the other things, the Rose Zhang in golf. I'm really interested to see how she's done. We've talked about Ellie De La Cruz. I really like hitting on these really current topics because when we keep updating this, I think it's only going to get more entertaining as it goes.
That's true. And that's the goal here is to keep you entertained. Let's talk about what I want to talk about. I want to hit the Summer League real quick because we haven't really talked about it other than briefly breezing over it.
Please do.
And I want to talk about the All-Summer League first team that was announced and just kind of run through the guys that we should maybe keep an eye on this next season.
Okay.
From some of the rookies. And some of these guys aren't rookies. Some of them I think are from a couple years ago. But the first team starts out with the guard, Keontae George from Utah. He is 19 years old, a former Baylor Bear from the first round in the 23 draft. He was pick number 16 in the Summer League. He averaged 15.3 points a game, 4.2 rebounds, and 2.8 assists. Unfortunately, he was injured in the Nuggets game last Wednesday. He rolled his ankle and now has a high ankle sprain. A little bit of a bummer. So that's going to be your guard for the All-Summer League team. Moving to the shooting guard, we've got Sam Merrill, which, Merrill's...
That's cool.
Merrill's my lady.
Yeah.
So Sam Merrill, not spelled the same. This is Merrill. Shooting guard from the Cleveland Cavaliers, who won the Summer League title this year. He averaged 18.8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists on 42% from the field and 43% from three-point land. He is definitely a little bit of a sharpshooter. He was a 2020 second-round pick for Utah, pick number 60 out of Utah State, the Aggies. So
nice.
He's been around for a bit, but some of these guys, you don't really get a chance to get in the rotation in some of the NBA teams. So a lot of these guys are sitting on the bench. Yeah. The only time they're going to get some of the action is in the Summer League, and he definitely took advantage of it. Made it onto the All-Summer League team. Moving on to center, you have Orlando Robinson.
Nice.
Excuse me. He averages 20.5 points, 8.3 rebounds, and 53% shooting from the field. He is on the Miami Heat. He is a 2022 undrafted college player from the Fresno State Bulldogs. He's definitely not he's played in the NBA. I think he was only averaging like 3.5 points in the NBA, but again, he's only getting very sparing bench minutes.
That's kind of skewed.
But given, chance in the Summer League where some of these guys are getting their opportunity to play big minutes, he's definitely showing out. But the real reason why I wanted to bring this up is the rich get richer, Chad.
That's right. Talk about it.
Tyson, power forward for the Denver Nuggets, 2023 second-round pick, number 37 from Clemson. This guy went off. He's super good from the field, really good from 3 points. I wrote down his stats, and for some reason they did not save. I think he was averaging he went 50% from the field and was averaging 48% from three-point.
I know you sent me that one stat from that one game where he hit 8 of 9 threes, say something like that.
He was super good from 3-point land. I wish I had the stats. I'm not going to sit here and try and find them right now.
It's all good, man. We trust you.
But he is the power forward on the All-Summer League team. So that was the third pick for the Nuggets. That's not, this guy wasn't supposed to even really, be a thing, and here he is on the All-Summer League team.
Looking like a prospect.
Bring us to the last guy in the Summer League All-Team, the forward Cam Whitmore, the Summer League MVP for the Houston Rockets, 2023 first-round pick, 20th overall out of Villanova. This guy was going
This is the guy
all
I've heard
a
a lot about. I mean, Villanova's produced so many good NBA players. You look at Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. I mean, they do nothing but produce NBA talent.
Yeah, so that's the guys to look out for next year. We'll see. I don't know if Hunter Tyson will really see that much time with Mike Malone. We've talked about it before on the podcast. Mike Malone likes to trust the veterans. Yeah. Reggie Jackson, guys like that are going to be the ones getting a lot of playing time.
Yep.
But we'll see what happens. That's going to round it out for the NBA. Shall we move into the MLB, Chad?
We shall. And we are going to start with the leading MVP, Shohei Ohtani.
Indeed.
We're going to go back in time just a couple nights ago because when I started writing my notes, I wrote this down. Ohtani homers in the 9th inning to get his 33rd home run to beat the Astros in the 10th. It was, I think, the top of the 10th, and he had a home run. And then, of course, the Astros didn't do anything in the 10th, and they won that game. Clutch time, extra innings. Now, last night, I had to write down more of Ohtani because every single night he plays,
he keeps on doing
more news. We are just over the halfway point of the season, and he hits his 35th home run to beat the Yankees in the 10th. He tied up the game, and then the rest of his team kind of helped out, and they beat the Yankees in the 10th inning. And that's why I wanted to keep both of these games in the news because it just goes to show that, the guy's clutch.
Yeah, I wrote it down. That's 3 consecutive nights now where he has had a home run after the 7th inning. Like you just said, it's clutch. He produces when he needs it most. He's on pace right now to hit 60 home runs.
Yeah.
And it could be more than that, with the way things are going.
Really
he just seems to just keep fucking hitting them out, especially when you're doing it every single night.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this guy we've talked about before. It's crazy what he's doing. If you don't have a chance, if you haven't had a chance to watch him, go check it out. Go Google his highlights. This guy's doing literally everything on the baseball field.
Yep. It's super impressive.
Yeah, we're watching. It's just we're watching more greatness on the regular at this point.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I love it. The other news is there's talks, kind of a little rumblings, of a Legends Home Run Derby. So King Griffey Jr. was interviewed the other day, and they brought up the idea of possibly doing a home run derby made up of nothing but veterans like King Griffey Jr., Albert Pujols, Jim Thome. There's a few others.
Barry,
I don't know Barry
with or without the steroids.
Yeah, hopefully with.
Mark McGwire, with or without.
With. We need him with. Yeah. But it sounded super intriguing, so I wanted to bring it up because I know that I would tune into this. I mean,
yeah,
King Griffey Jr., Albert Pujols, who just played last year, I'd say he'd be the favorite to win it.
King Griffey has one of the nicest swings in baseball.
Most beautiful swings ever, man.
The only one that I personally have watched a shitload of that I would compare is Carlos Gonzalez. Colorado Rocky.
Yeah, I can't think of his. I don't know.
Yeah, he's left-hander. Left-handers just have way prettier swings
They
than
kind of do.
right-handers. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's just it's
the
a great
perfect
one.
swing.
But yeah, I would like to see that. It'd be good for baseball. I think it'd be great to try to just keep fans engaged. You need stuff like that.
They need to do everything they can, and you look at like what Ice Cube's done with the 3-on-3 thing in the NBA, getting some of these retired guys to come and play, and
Yeah, it's so good. The NBA's told NBA players to never say the big three on air.
Yeah.
So they're scared. Yeah.
They're scared.
Yep. Real quick, we'll just run over the standings because I said before that when we hit the All-Star break, I'd go over the division leaders of the baseball standings, and I forgot to do that last week, so I'm going to make sure I hit that now. American League, the East Division, the Tampa Bay Rays are still leading at 60-36. Really good team in baseball. They just beat up on the Royals recently.
Before, would you want to do tit for tat, bad and good?
Please
good
do.
And bad? All right, let me talk
with
about. So in the East, the AL East, we have the New York Yankees in last place.
Yeah, shocking. I heard today on PTI this is the first
50
time
and 45.
they've fallen to last place since 1990.
It's crazy when you're that good.
Man. Well, it's just crazy that they've got all that money and they got Garrett Cole on that team.
Well, yeah. I mean, Aaron Judge, DJ LeMahieu, Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah,
legit,
great players, and
legit dudes that they can't fucking win. Let's move on to the next one, though.
The Central Division in the American League, the Minnesota Twins, 48-46.
Oh, the Twins.
It's a pretty bad division because if the Yankees had been in that division, they would be leading it.
Yeah. Which brings us to your Kansas City Royals, Chad.
Where are they sitting at, man?
Dead last, 27-68.
Damn. 68 games lost. That is sad.
Yeah. They're still not as bad as Oakland, though. So
yeah, at least we got that.
Yeah.
All right, then the West Division, the Texas Rangers, 55-39.
Damn, 55-39. Hot diggity dog.
Not too bad. Who do you got in last place?
Well, that would be the Oakland Athletics.
That would be the worst team.
The worst team in baseball, sitting at 25-71.
Jesus. It would suck to be on that
losses.
team, man. I'd be like, get me out of here. Ship me out of here.
Yeah. What are we even doing here?
Long
Why do
way
we go
from
out?
Moneyball. All right, now we're going to move to the National League. Still leading the division and the best team in baseball, the Atlanta Braves, 61-31.
61-31. They're in the East, right? That's what we're on. So the last place team in the East is going to be the Washington Nationals.
Yeah.
They are at 38-56.
Not doing too hot.
Yeah, it's great, the dichotomy of the good and bad teams. It's just such a disparaging difference.
Yeah, it's like in baseball when you're the bad team.
The only one that's close is the Yankees. Like the whole I forget what you said the leaders of the East were, but yeah, they're the closest ones with 55 wins. Yeah. Everybody else is like in the 20s and 30s.
Horrible, because when you're a bad team in baseball, you really just get beat up on. You never really cause an upset. It's very rare. Well, in the Central Division in National League, you got the Milwaukee Brewers at 52-42. Not too bad.
No, not too bad. And then down there in the doldrums, you have the St. Louis Cardinals sitting at 41-53, and they actually have the highest paid Rocky on their team right now.
Yeah.
And Nolan Arenado, who I believe left to join a winning team. And let me
They're
check
not doing
this
too
again,
hot.
Chad.
Yep, not doing too hot at all.
Nope, they're in last place in the
Yep.
Central Division. So
Good thing Arenado went
yeah,
there.
good job you left, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the West.
We're watching them right now. The LA Dodgers, 53-39.
Yeah, 53-39 and like $200 million on the payroll.
Yeah,
But
that's why.
That's gonna take us to my Colorado Rockies,
Sitting
the worst
in last
team
place.
in the West,
Sitting
in last,
and last in the National League.
They are 36-58.
Not good, man.
Yeah, I did
Sucks.
listen to a good portion of a game this weekend.
No, that's cool.
And then I found out while I was listening to that game that they now have lost their third best starting pitcher for the year, probably.
Oh my gosh. So it's just going to get worse.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse. So 100 losses, here we come.
Yeah.
I do want to bring up one thing before we move on, though. Ellie De La Cruz continues to do things in the field that
are you
we
talking about this?
have not seen.
Yeah, this was
The throws
impressive.
from third base.
No, I was talking about how he stole first, second.
Oh, we didn't talk about that last week.
I forgot.
Yeah. So in two
I think
pitches,
this happened like last Thursday. It happened right
Yeah.
after we recorded.
in two pitches, he basically stole second, and then stole third,
Yep.
and then on a pass ball, or no,
Something like that. He stole home.
what happened? It was only two pitches, but he literally ran all the bases.
Yeah.
But that was not what I was going to bring up. I was going to bring this up, dude. Dude has a rocket cannon for an arm. So from the third base to first base, you basically have, 121 feet in comparison to the 60 feet from the mound to home.
Mm-hmm.
So double the distance, basically. He threw a ball 95.9 miles per hour from third to first.
Jesus.
121 feet. It got there at like 95. That's crazy, dude.
Could you imagine if he was like winding up like a pitcher? It'd probably be
Yeah.
like 105.
Probably. He
Yeah.
probably could throw a pitch about 105.
I wouldn't doubt it.
It's crazy, though. The guy's
He's
just
so
continues
talented, man.
to do any and everything on the field. It's making baseball fun again.
It really is, because you get these phenoms. I mean, they're like unicorns, like Ohtani and him. I mean, it makes baseball fun, and I'm really excited to keep watching it this year.
Well, let's move on to golf real quick.
Let's do it.
We've got one thing to talk about in golf. It's probably going to be, it's a little bit. But Rory finishes with back-to-back birdies to clinch the Genesis Scottish Open. Is the first time he has won on Scottish soil. He finishes -2 under 68 to win. He was one shot behind Robert McIntyre going into the 17th hole before his back-to-back birdies flew him away for the win. It's a huge boost for him heading into the final major of the year with the British Open.
Yep.
And it's showing up in Vegas as he is now the favorite, tied with Scotty Scheffler at plus 700 as of today when I checked on points bets.
Okay.
Points bet. Tied plus 700 to win the final major of the year.
Wow. It does move him in rankings past John Rahm to be the number 2 golfer in the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
And speaking of John Rahm, he is favored. What was it? John Rahm plus 1,200, and then rounding out the top 4 guys, Cam Smith plus 1,900 to win the British Open.
Yeah, you know who I got picked to win?
Who's that?
My dude Brooks Koepka from
Brooks
Liv.
Koepka?
Yeah, that's who I got.
Another
picked.
guy also favored up top, Justin Thomas.
Yep,
So
he's up there as well.
we'll see what happens. Brooks could do it. It's not as much of a deal now with the merger happening.
No,
But
Brooks
Brooks is still a really good golfer.
Yeah, still really good. I think he was at plus 2,200 when I put $3 on him to return like $69 or something like that.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think if I have a little bit of extra money, I might put money on Rory to do it. I
Might.
think this is what's going to springboard him into getting that
It's
9-year
near his
drought
hometown.
of majors squared away.
Yep. Last year's winner, Cam Smith, had to return the claret jug. That is one of the weird traditions of the British
Oh
Open.
yeah, you have to give it back.
Return it back. It's like, you can't make another one?
No.
What the fuck?
I think it's literally been around for like 100.
Oh, yeah, a
years.
long fucking time. We saw that's where he won it, John Daly, at the British
yes,
Open.
sir, right there.
Wearing not a polo, but a Reebok sweater.
Yeah, a
Yep.
sweatshirt, not even a sweater.
Yeah, good point.
All right, well, let's finish out headlines here.
Just real quick, though, I want to say the hometown crowd will be rooting for Tommy Fleetwood, who grew up just 30 minutes away from Haylake, England, which is pretty much right where the course is at. So the crowd's going to be going for Fleetwood more than anything.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Let's
so
hope
we'll
it's
see how he does.
Let's hope it's a landslide of a win.
Because of Fleetwood.
Mac.
That was awesome, dude. Oh, my God. Had a long walk there, but we got there. That was awesome.
I was like, he's not gonna get it because it's like just you glossed over Fleetwood. It
was just quick, and I'm like, what? Jeez.
I couldn't think of any other. I was like, fuck, what is a good Fleetwood Mac song? Thankfully, Landslide kind of worked.
Yeah,
all right,
that's a famous one. I'm shutting this shit off.
Let's go. Chad's
Fuck
mad.
the Orioles.
Orioles suck.
Oh, damn,
We have one more thing to get to in headlines before we move into the musical break. The last thing, well, two things really quick. I'm going to gloss over them. Blackhawks signed Connor Bedard to a 3-year, $13.35 entry-level contract with a cap hit of $950,000 Monday, which also happened to be his 18th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, drafted at 17. That's the beauty of the NHL.
That's a good birthday present.
The next thing I want to talk about is F1. Daniel Ricciardo now joins the junior Red Bull team AlphaTauri after they get rid of Nick DeVries. He was going to sit out this year after a not so good year with McLaren last year. He ended up getting let go. Was going to sit out. Did say if his career was basically in the twilight stages, if it was going to end, he wanted to join Red Bull again. He now has that opportunity.
Okay.
And there's a lot of speculation that Sergio Perez might be getting a little fire under his seat due to his lack of production in the grid.
Wow.
So you could possibly see Daniel Ricciardo make a push back into a major team, and the next time we could see that is this weekend.
That's right.
At the Qatar Airways Hungarian Grand Prix, which, if you have ESPN or ESPN Plus, you can watch this Sunday at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Early in the morning. It is kind of nice. I wake up early anyways, and you can just put the race on, and it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours tops.
No, it's not that long.
Yeah, and it's been a good time. The last couple of races I've watched have been super entertaining. We've talked about it at great lengths in the last couple of episodes because it's been a little bit light in the sports world. But if you haven't yet, go check out an F1 race. We are going to track down an F1 somebody, whether it be an analyst or a writer to talk to in the next couple weeks. So
I'm going to say I'll probably put my money on Max to win.
Yeah, if you're a betting man, Max Verstappen.
It just seems like that's the right thing to do.
If he's on the pole and he gets pole position, he's probably gonna end the whole thing and just win it out. And we'll see who's racing behind him.
I might have to do that this weekend.
That might be entertaining to do.
Let's do it.
You need to get up and watch it though. That's the hard part.
Well, after Tribe on Saturday night, I highly doubt that's going to
happen. Let's get into the musical break. All month long, the band is the FRICKASHINAS. We are highlighting them. They have been friends of mine for many years now. We share a practice space together. The name of this song is "Are We Not Doing Phrasing Anymore?" A little bit of a strange title, but you are going to hear that right now. And we will be back in some minutes. Toodles. And we are back.
Yes, we are.
Yes, you just heard the Frickashinas. Are we not doing a phrasing anymore? They have a show coming up in August. It is at Herman's Hideaway on August 19th. If you are in the Denver area, Herman's Hideaway is a pretty rad venue down off South Broadway. The show is with Reno Divorce, another big Denver band. If you like Social Distortion, you will like Reno Divorce.
I feel like I've heard of Reno Divorce.
You probably have. They've been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
But if you haven't yet, please go like and follow the Frickashinas on all things streaming, wherever you stream music. Also, please go to thefrickashinas.com. You can find all their tour dates there, or not tour dates, just any shows coming up. You can buy merch directly from them. As we always say, please buy directly from the artists. They get the money directly. There's no middleman, and that helps us all. And if you are looking to find out where they're streaming or whatever, you can find that all on thefrickashinas.com. Chad Lee, let's get to the shot at the turn. We've got a...
Let's do it, sir. I want to bring up this post that... No, I mean, we're going to do this shot.
Gonna bring
but
up.
I'm just getting this ready for the next segment.
Oh. Huh. You better be ready for the next segment.
You don't know what's going to hit you, buddy.
As I push my glasses up on my nose.
That doesn't mean anything.
You better...
4 eyes.
Be ready, nerd.
Shit.
You wook.
I'm way more of a nerd than you.
It's true, you are. Well,
damn right.
Shot at the turn. It's the halfway point. We're a little past the halfway point because we probably don't have more than half the show technically left compared to the first half.
2/3.
Yeah, we'll go 2/3.
Yeah.
Cheers to you guys for sticking around. We appreciate it as always.
Peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Way yet. Way yet. Now there you go. There you go.
Boom. Now let's
Take
do
the
it.
shot. It's strange. It should not be taken as shots.
Nope.
It's a drink. It's a mixed drinks.
That's nuts, man.
It's wild.
It's so weird because it has the label like it's like a real whiskey or something.
I think it is a real whiskey. I don't think it's like a liqueur. That's the thing about.
No, I get that.
Yeah, no,
it's
but that's
like
what that
flavored whiskey. It has.
I don't think it's
look
flavored. I think it's brewed with like peanuts, bro.
Dude,
I think it's distilled with peanuts.
But that still defines as flavored. It's flavored with peanuts rather than just being hardcore whiskey like J-Mo.
I'm not going to argue with you because we're about to argue anyways.
All right, fine. I'm just getting it ready.
I don't want to double argue with you.
Well, then just
then we're going to leave on a bad note.
God damn it.
And you know what's going to happen tomorrow? We're both going to wake up on the wrong side of the bed. And you know what happens when we wake up on the wrong side of the bed?
We feel guilty.
We feel guilty.
Yep. And then I text you and I'm like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Sorry about last night. We took it too far.
We can't go to sleep mad, okay?
Don't go away mad. Just go away.
Yeah.
Hit
the button, Chris.
Let's hit it because we haven't done this in a little while. And apparently I realized I need to make a little cut screens for it. I thought I had one, but we don't. But you're going to hear a little bit of Jackie Moon from Semi-Pro.
Preach.
Right now.
Preach.
Hey, I got a ring up here too. Mine says love. Think about that.
That's the thumbnail.
Right here.
Everybody love everybody. Come on.
Everybody love everybody. Come on.
We got to hear that because Chris and I disagree on this topic right here.
We don't disagree on much, but when we disagree, we disagree.
And we get at each other's throats.
I'm going to let you start it because I want to rebut. So
all right,
I'm
going to get after this.
Get after it.
One NFL news headline that we didn't hit because we wouldn't include it right now. It's a hot topic. Running backs are getting...
Great store, by the way.
What's that?
Hot Topic.
Oh, I was like, all right, good one, dude. You fucking goober. Now I'm going to get into it.
I threw you for a loop right
You
there.
did.
You're
I was
like,
like, what are you
shit,
talking
Hot
about?
Topic.
Yeah, you still shop there. Well, it's the running backs that are getting just their legs cut out from them in the NFL. We have seen it over the last 2 days. Monday was the deadline for franchise tagged players to sign their new contract. And Tony Pollard, Saquon Barkley, and What's
Ezekiel Elliott.
No, not Ezekiel Elliott. What are you talking about? He's not on the team right now.
Well, I know.
Not Ezekiel Elliott. He's the one that ruined it for everybody. God damn it. It's
we'll talk about that in a second. It
fucking
wasn't him.
Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs.
Oh, Josh Jacobs, yeah.
Did not sign their long-term deals and are probably holding out. Tony Pollard is the only one that's looking like it might happen. But
I thought he did sign a 1-year deal this year.
No.
For $10 million.
He did sign it. Go ahead and look it up, man, because from the
keep talking while I
from
Google.
what I've heard, he did not. But Josh Jacobs and Barkley are for sure going to hold out as of right now. Josh Jacobs was even at the Raiders parking lot waiting to get the call to come on in. We got the deal ready. And it didn't happen. Even though, and this is going to be one of my arguing points, he led the league in rushing last year. So, when we do ELE topics, I take one stance, Chris takes another. My stance is running backs are getting the short end of the stick, and they're unappreciated. And my big point to all of this is the NFLPA, the NFL Players Union, needs to have some type of meeting and discuss what they need to do to make sure the running back. There's talks that there might be a sub players union that's just made up of running backs to stop this, because we're downward spiraling towards a direction where the running backs are going to make $2-3 million in the next few years.
Well, the average has already gone down, but there's a reason why, and it's because the stable of guys coming out of the college game, where a lot of it is, the RPO stuff, heavily featuring running backs. Most teams have two guys that are, very productive running backs, and you're seeing it now where they're like, why am I going to pay you $10-12 million a year when I've already had you more often than not 3 to 4 years on your rookie deal, and your average lifespan is 5 years if you're lucky?
Yeah.
And why would I take the risk to pay you this money, especially now with the NFL moving into guaranteed contracts, which I can bring up here in a second. Ezekiel Elliott's $50 million guaranteed is one of the reasons why we are at the point we are at, but that is not
I'll take
where
you a
it
step.
starts, Chad.
No, it goes back further than that. I believe the running back that ruined it a lot for everybody. Let's combine both of these, because it really was a combination of two. Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley was really the one. I believe that happened before Lev Bell, didn't it?
I can't remember when Le'Veon Bell happened, but Le'Veon Bell was the first time that a player in the NFL flexed his muscles and got what he wanted, in a sense.
Yeah. Sat out a year. And
sat
then
out a year.
Went to the Jets.
And did nothing.
Did absolutely nothing.
Which brings
and
me
news
to
came
my
out.
point.
Did you see the news about him that came out just, I think, today? I think it was today. Where it is actually Tuesday, July 18th. To give
July
you guys
18th,
a
yes.
heads up.
I meant to say
mention
that. We keep talking about always saying that at the beginning of the show.
We always forget.
fucking forget.
It is
Tuesday,
July
18th.
18th at 7:41 currently.
Yes, currently.
And Lev Bell came out and said he regrets doing that, and he regrets going to the Jets and sees that it was a mistake.
Well, of course. He wanted more money.
All right, man, this is the thing. All right, I agree with you on definitely some part of this. I know there's part of you that agrees with me, but there's this disagreement where I'm going to make you see my side of it, because what I think should happen in the future, obviously we've seen where this is a mistake. Paying running backs, I think, what was it, the past 5 years, the average lifespan of a running back in the NFL is like 3.1 years.
If you want to give them a window, it's 3 to 5 years.
That's if you're a good one. I remember this awesome show. This is taking it way back when I was in high school. Do you remember a show called Playmakers?
Is that the one where they had regular people go against fucking like?
No, that's not it. It was like a fictional show based on NFL. Obviously, they couldn't get the NFL licensing to use NFL logos and stuff, but it was what it's like to be in the NFL. And one of the big storylines and plot lines was the old bell cow, great running back, and he was getting phased out by the young running back. And actually, he was the dude, Omar, that played in Smart Guy. I'm really bad about IMDb and mentioning
Smart
different names.
guy.
Do you remember that Disney show, Smart Guy, where he was like a genius kid?
No.
Like, damn.
I didn't watch that many Disney
I brought it.
shows.
No, yeah.
Nerd.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Nice. Real Chad right there, am I right? But anyway, he was like an actor that was like, young actor, and then eventually played in this good ESPN show. It got canceled, of course, because the NFL didn't like how accurate it was to it. And one of those plot lines was, like I said, where it was something that happens every year on every single team, where there's
At every position too.
Yeah, but more so in the at the running back position.
Happens a lot
it's
quicker
more,
than running backs.
It's so much quicker. You could see a quarterback go 10 to 15 years. We talk about that with Mahomes and Joe Burrow. This is your guy for the next 15 years.
Yeah,
because he's a guy that's protected by the pocket. When the running back is a guy that gets banged up nonstop. So because of that, he's chunk change. He gets out of there. So anyway, back to my point. I believe the NFL did wrong, or the GMs for the Rams and the Jets did everybody wrong by paying these running backs long-term deals. Here's what I say should happen in the going future. What the NFL Players Union should compromise by this, because they're getting fucked. For casual fans out there, the running backs are the ones that take the ball, they run the ball, they're taking the most beating consistently throughout the year.
Yeah, they touch the ball. I mean, on average, a good running back 20 times a game.
Right? And we've
really
definitely
good
seen
running back.
where things have
Derrick
gone to
Henry,
a committee. 30 times a
Yeah.
game. But we have seen where there's a lot more committees being used where
Because these guys can't stay healthy. That's
they
a
can't
big
stay healthy.
issue.
And it's the smart thing to do. Why use a guy that's in the third quarter, got kind of worn out legs, he's tired. We don't see the Emmitt Smith type games ever anymore, except Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor. We will get to their statements here shortly. But more often than not, we see a Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt 1-2 punch.
Yeah, thunder and
So
lightning.
That leads to salaries being decreased, where the average. Okay, here's when running back gets franchise tagged, and a franchise tagged, again for the casual fans, is the average of the top 5 players at that position, their salaries. So at the running back position, that comes out to $10.5 million, I believe.
Yeah, I think McCaffrey's the outlying factor. He's like 16 points.
You get superstars like McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, not Jonathan Taylor. Alvin Kamara is the third highest, where he's in a bunch of trouble right now. And so here's the thing. If these guys that we just mentioned, Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley, they were franchise tagged, where a team can give out 2 franchise tags to only 2 players per year. Now, those guys are vital to the team, Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs. Like I said again.
Especially Saquon Barkley.
And it's ironic because literally both of those guys I had on my fantasy team last year. So I kind of feel a little biased where I want them to get paid. They helped me last year. They helped me get paid.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come on, help these guys out. And honestly, I've said this ever since I was a kid. For some reason, I gravitate towards the running game. It's more brutal. It's more hardcore. And it's more old school football.
Yeah.
We only... evolved to the passing game, in the Dan Marino type game in the years. It really was running game for a long time, and I love that.
Yeah.
It's more hard-nosed football.
I mean, I grew up when I was playing, Pop Warner, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I first started out lineman, and then I was running back, fullback.
Wow, no shit.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
some of the best shit, dude. Dragging people along, that was my thing. Like fucking running through and having little kids all hanging on me, and I'm still
Fuck yeah,
chugging
man.
along.
I got mad respect for you. I never really.
No,
got
dude.
that.
I mean,
was on the
that's
line.
one of the things that upsets me about it, is because the running game to me is the biggest part of football,
It
and it's
certainly
sad to
is.
me when you see these teams just go insanely pass happy, and it's like, that's not what it's about. It's about the running game. But unfortunately, what's happening is, and we've talked about it just a little bit ago, is Todd Gurley. 2018,
Yep.
Todd Gurley, over 2,000 yards, 4.9 yards per carry, 19 touchdowns. What happens next, Chad?
He was in talks to be the MVP that year.
He
man.
was, but what happened next, Chad?
He got injured. Well, he got
No,
paid.
he got paid.
And he got injured.
4 years, $57.5 million deal, $14.375 million average, set the new market for running backs. What happened next year, Chad?
Lev Bell.
You could say that, but this was
Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, no, well, I'm just talking in Todd Gurley's next year.
Oh, in Todd Gurley's, yeah.
So the first year after
he hurt his knee.
signing his contract, 857 yards, 3.8 yards per carry, 12 touchdowns.
Yeah.
The year after that, 678 yards, 3.8 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns, and he gets cut.
Yep.
What
And-
happens
hey,
right
what-
after that?
Well, are you talking about Todd Gurley?
I'm moving on from Todd Gurley.
Well, let's finish his
because he
story.
went to Atlanta and was basically out of the league.
That's
after
what
that.
I was going to say. What team is Todd Gurley on right now?
None.
None. The lifespan,
What team is Ezekiel Elliott on?
none.
And what did he do right after Todd Gurley?
Tried to get paid.
Well, he didn't. He did get paid. He reset
well,
the
he
market.
tried to get paid, and he got paid. And
In
it
2019,
fucked the Cowboys.
6 years, $90 million extension, $50 million guaranteed.
Jesus.
And Chad, what happened after he signed that deal?
Well, he had a year. I don't have the exact stats in front of me, but I know that
I do,
Tony,
Chad.
Well, I just want to say, I can say this. Tony Pollard had a way better year
Not
than him.
in 2018.
Well,
but
okay.
So 2018 is what got him paid. 2018, Ezekiel Elliott, 1,434 yards, 4.7 per carry, 6 touchdowns. In 2019, after he got paid, 1,357 yards, 4.5 per, 12 touchdowns. The year after that, 970 yards, 4 per, 6 touchdowns. The year after that, uptick in yards, 1,002 yards, 4.2 per, 10 touchdowns. And then 2022 happens. 876 yards, 3.8 per, 12 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Tony Pollard in 2021, 719 yards, 5.5 per, 2 touchdowns. In 2022, Tony Pollard, 1,007 yards, 5.2 carries per, or 5.2 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns, while making less than $800,000.
Oh my God! I did not realize that's the money he was making. That just, I think I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit. That is
$100,000, Chad, and they're paying Ezekiel Elliott 10.
I just want these
You're
NFL
getting more
GMs.
production.
I want these NFL GMs to take a second because I know they listen to us. Brett Veach, I know you're listening out there.
He is. We know that.
Yeah, well, he did the right thing. He was already smart, and we'll get to Isaiah Pacheco here in a second.
It's 7th round draft pick. You know what you don't have with a 7th round draft pick, Chad?
A big
5th
contract.
year option. You got 4 years with him on a
Yep.
rookie contract.
Well,
and
that's
no
what
need to.
sucks. We got shitty news about Isaiah today. We'll get to that in a second,
I
man. I
didn't
don't
know
want
that.
to really get into
Oh no!
that. It's not decided
The
yet.
sniper happened in the.
No, well, it was the fucking Super Bowl, man. He got fucking nailed right in the chest, and I think it
didn't
was
break
that,
his sternum or something.
It was his like labrum, I think it was, and he had surgery on it in the offseason, and they're still a little worried about it, so he may be put on the PUP list, which will put him out to week 6.
unable to perform.
So that'll suck, but you know what? We got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and it gives him his last chance to be like, you fucking do something now, or we will cut you. And we got another dude, Prince. See, bias buzzer beater already fucking coming in here. You see what you do? You wind me up. But the point is, when you get on Isaiah Pacheco, it wasn't when I was going to bring this up.
He's the epitome of my argument.
I believe that's what I was saying at work today. I think what the Chiefs did right there is prove to everybody that if you can find a good running back late in rounds, you don't need to pay these guys.
You don't.
don't.
You just argued yourself out of your own point.
No, but I'm not done yet, you son of a bitch. Not done yet, all right?
I think I just won. I don't know.
No, we
might
ain't done
have
yet,
just
man.
won.
This is fucking tennis. We still have a few sets
Oh,
to
speaking
go.
of which, we didn't go over.
No, it's
tennis.
fine. People don't care about that. This is a little thing of it. But the thing of it is the Chiefs, because in their ingenious GM and player management, Brett Veach proved that instead of paying players like Tyreek Hill and stuff like that, you can get a good running back. And he proved that he made a mistake with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he got Isaiah Pacheco. Great find. Literally had the fastest 40 time. And that's why I believe teams are trying to gamble
case
on.
in point, you get rid of Tyreek Hill. Who do you get? Sky Moore in the 4th round?
But yeah, second or third. I can't quite remember.
Might have been third. You're right.
I'm a
Might
little
have been
buzzed
third
right now. But yes, Sky Moore turned out he scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Sky with 2 Ys.
Let me just. I'm gonna read over these right now
Because I sent you this. So
you did send me this.
Yeah,
well, I heard about a few
it.
of these, but I'm glad you sent this to me because it's good material to bring up right now. And I'm gonna get to my overall closing argument here in a second after I read these. Okay, Austin Eckler, great running back, another guy that is requested to trade for the Chargers because he has done so much for that team. He made a tweet. This is the kind of trash that is artificially devalued one of the most important positions in the game. Everyone knows it's tough to win without a running back, and yet they act like we are discardable widgets. I support any running back doing whatever it takes to get his bag.
They are discardable.
And Colorado, dude. You got to love that. Come from Western Colorado.
He did, yeah.
Rodeo kid, man.
I forget what fucking college he went to.
It was Western Colorado. No, I think it was he went to a junior college in Western Colorado and then went to Northern Colorado. Yeah, but I mean small schools. Then we'll go to Christian McCaffrey, huge superstar, still standing up for his running backs. This is criminal. I can't talk.
This is criminal.
Criminal. This is criminal.
This is criminal.
Let me try this again. All right, goddamn fucking peanut butter whiskey. This is criminal. 3 of the best players in the entire league, regardless of the position. Let's move to Najee Harris, a guy that gets a lot of carries for the Steelers. Quote, I agree with my running back brothers around the NFL. History will show that you need running backs to win. That is fucking true. We set the tone every game and run through walls for our team and lead in many ways. This notion we deserve. Less is joke. Let me just get to there's not Derrick Henry's quote.
He was in there, I thought.
There it is. Okay, I just want to hit his because he is the king of running backs. At this point, just take the running back position out of the game then. The ones that want to make great and want to be great and work as hard as they can to give their all to an organization just seems like it doesn't even matter. I'm with running backs that's fighting to get what they deserve. I support that, man. I do. And here's my closing argument. I'll let you finish and you can give your rebuttal. Here's my closing argument. Yes, it is a fact right now that you can go out there and get a 7th round pick like Isaiah Pacheco, or you can get a guy like Cam Akers or somebody that Rashad White for the Bucks. Guys that aren't huge superstars coming out of college, but if you put them in the right offense and then you build them up and develop them, they'll be good. So let's change the way the agents are ruining the NFL. Where instead of giving them 5 4-year deals like the Todd Gurley and Ezekiel Elliott deals, we give them maybe $16, $15 million a year, but it's shorter years, maybe 2 years, maybe 1-year deals.
The only problem though is then you're gonna have to run into guaranteeing that because if you're gonna cut the amount of time down, they're going to want guarantees that the money that they've signed for, they're going to get.
What's easier to get? What's easier to guarantee? $60 million or $16 million?
Oh, I know that, but
That's
it's
simple
just
math.
like we look at like the quarterbacks and shit. What was Mahomes' total deal worth? Like almost like $500 million?
500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that he is probably going to be available for over 3/4 of the games knows that that's a legit sound investment. That's not what you have with running backs.
But that's exactly you're proving my point. Where if you just give right now Saquon Barkley's, and this, believe me, I fucking hate that they gave all this money to Daniel Jones. I think we can agree that they gave.
That's where it's at, though. He's the going rate for that type of quarterback.
And this is what we're seeing. The quarterback is fucking the whole system up and the whole pay scale up.
That's the problem, is that
because
it's
you give
so
a guy
inflated.
That's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. Great quarterback money.
But he wouldn't be shit without Saquon.
Exactly.
And so they wouldn't have made it to the playoffs without Saquon.
Let's figure this out. Saquon, I'm going to give you 2 years, $35 million, okay? That is the base salary $13 million. Okay, that comes out to about
I think
26.
really what it boils down to is that we can blame Patrick Mahomes for this.
What did you? Okay,
He
now
had the
you're
first-
getting off the rails.
He had the first
Now you're getting
$500
off the
million contract.
You're getting way off the
He's
rails.
inflated it beyond the point.
There's
that
quarterbacks
these poor guys like these running backs and these offensive linemen who protect him and give him the ability to be able to make $500 million.
Chris, I'm not going to get into a debate with you if you're going to You know what he's making right now? He's like the 7th most highest paid quarterback this year. 7th.
Yeah, do you know what
So
Tom?
don't.
What do you know what Tom Brady was making when they won?
Dude, you're bringing up bullshit,
what Tom
dude.
Brady was making? He was like
He's
the
the
middle of the
7th
road.
highest paid quarterback this year.
Tom Brady was like 15th.
Daniel Jones is making more than Patrick Mahomes this year. So you can't
Maybe
fucking
this
tell me
year.
that. He's not the one that ruined the quarterback market. That is not even relevant to the running backs, okay?
I brought it up when it happened. That was going to affect things.
Yeah. Well, the fact of the matter is,
Now we can't pay these poor running backs.
but you tell me, like, you know, if you were the agent of Saquon Barkley, and I
Patrick
told
Mahomes
you,
showed up.
here's
and he was like,
35.
I'm here.
Oh my
I'm
God,
here.
dude, you're ruining this, man. You're fucking ruining this. I'm talking about running backs.
Okay,
right
go
now.
ahead.
You're
All
going
right. Sorry.
Like, really? Okay, so Patrick, if I go to you and you're the agent of Saquon, and if I say here's $2 million, $35 million, the base salary is $13 million a year, but with incentives you can make up to 17 because you give me a $1,400 year from scrimmage.
Yeah.
You give me this many touchdowns. The incentives are the loopholes in football. That's why DeAndre Hopkins can make up the $32 million instead of the $26 million.
Yeah.
$6 million, that's a big difference. That's a big gamble. That's where the players gamble on themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened with Peyton Manning in the last year. They
Yep.
were going to pay him 12, and he ended up making all of his money back.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. You're going to have to start loading it with incentives, but the problem is it's the longevity. With the quarterbacks, you have them until they're technically 40.
So that's where the negotiation comes, where
Yeah.
running backs realize that there really is a deadline that is sooner than they expect.
Yeah.
You know, they want to play in the league as long as Emmitt Smith. That's not the thing anymore. So if they accept deals like 2 to 3 year contracts rather than 4 or 5, we can start to meet in the middle.
Yeah.
That's, I feel like, the best bet. I don't know.
It's just the thing, like, with like a quarterback, you look at Tom Brady when he tore his ACL. He comes back the next year. I think they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
More often than not, when a running back suffers an injury like that, and we're seeing the ACLs being like one of the most predominant injuries in the NFL right now,
Yeah.
those guys don't come back the same.
No.
You lose
Literally
a
Adrian Peterson.
significant- He's the only
Only
guy
exception.
who's not only come back in like less than a year, but came back stronger.
And won the MVP.
Yeah.
The last time
Dude's
a running back
a
has won the
freak.
MVP.
Yeah. He tore his ACL the year before.
That's what I'm saying is like Adrian Peterson won it, and before that, the last
Yeah.
running back to win it. I can't even think that you're going back to the 80s.
Yeah, maybe OJ. I don't know. OJ.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, dude. It's just they don't. It's not like the quarterbacks where it's one. It's a needle in a haystack. It's the opposite.
Yep.
It's a haystack full of needles
Yeah.
when it comes to the running backs,
And that's why
just the
the
shitty thing happened here.
And that's why you gotta just the running backs, the players unions, and the players reps need to talk to the running backs like Saquon and be like, "Yo, listen, you gotta just agree on a short term deal here." That's the fact of the matter.
Yeah.
Saquon's already faced it. He's already dealt with the torn ACL.
Well, we're gonna see these guys just sit out.
That's what's gonna happen.
I don't think Saquon or Josh Jacobs are gonna report to camp.
Dude, I didn't
Why
even
would
want
you?
to fucking get to that. But I mean, look at how stupid the Raiders are. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
guys
both
there
in division.
waiting.
We can always. I mean, I know you want to bash the Chiefs. I get that.
No,
but
we'll bash
listen,
the Raiders,
we
too.
can bash the Raiders
Yeah.
and agree on that all day, man. Because for one, their answer is to bring in Jimmy G.
Yeah.
All right, there's your first mistake, and then your next option is like, okay, I don't really need. I don't need my leading league in rushing.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. He literally led the league in rushing last year.
I feel like they're trying to lose.
Dude, that's Hurricane Josh for you, man.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, we literally could probably go on and argue about
We
this,
could, man,
especially if I
but
keep bringing up
you
Patrick
know
Mahomes.
what?
We could go on for hours.
Everybody's got a ring.
Yeah,
Everybody's got a ring.
So that's it. That's the ALE. Let's end it there. Let's get into the rec center real quick. I do not want to spend a lot of time on the rec center. I'm talking
No, we don't
5
need
minutes
to.
tops. Then we're going to hit the DDOE. We're going to get out of here because we said this was going to be a shorter episode, and we're almost on 2 hours.
I knew it wouldn't happen.
So, Rec Center this week. I'm going to let Chad start it. What do you got, Chad?
I got the movie Sisu. Dude.
Sisu?
Sisu. S-I-S-U.
Yeah.
Dude, I
If you
cannot
hate
fucking-
Nazis,
then
which
you'll
unless
love
you
this
are
movie.
a Nazi, you should hate Nazis.
You should punch yourself. Dude, this is one of the best action flicks I've fucking seen in a while. This old
And you just
man-
watched John Wick 4.
Yeah, and this one blows it out of the water.
Do you remember Hobo with a Shotgun?
The what?
Hobo with a Shotgun.
Yeah, I remember that.
Is
what
it
about
similar to Zissou in terms of just like
This-
over the top campy
This
killing?
movie is okay. If I was to rate John Wick, IDMB, whatever, out of 10 stars, I'd give it like a 5.4. I think for Sisu, I'd give it like a 9.2
Really?
because it's an old man that is a minor. He
like
is a
minor,
Finnish man.
not like a minor as in a minor child, but like a minor.
Yeah,
As
that's a
in
good
he
point.
mines
Their
gold.
English language does
Yeah.
have different things. My computer died, so the DDOE. Okay, here it is. I gotta pull it up.
All
Okay.
right.
Anyway, this guy is a gold miner. He retired from the war because he had enough of it. And the Nazis were losing the war, so in Finland they decided to use a scorched earth strategy and just on their way out burn and blow up everything in its path. Well, this guy had found a bunch of gold, and so he decided, all right, well, I'm going to get out of here, go cash this in. And now on his way doing that, these Nazis find him, fuck him up, and the whole movie's about his journey on getting this gold back and fucking these Nazis up. It is an excellent movie. If you're a dude that loves good action flicks, it's right up
and
your alley.
gore. If you love gore,
yeah.
you'll love it. I've seen a few just highlights from it. It's just like I remember he stabs the dude through like the
Right
head.
through the head.
like through
It's
like the temple, like
fantastic.
sideways.
And he's totally an old dude. I mean, he looks
Yeah.
like he's 60.
Yeah.
But you don't want to piss. And that's just it. They talk about, in the beginning, they show the meaning of the word sisu, and it's an old Finnish word that actually doesn't quite translate. That's basically an extrapolation of what it would mean because it doesn't fully translate to English. It means white knuckle. In pure desperation, you do whatever it takes.
yeah,
And it's like,
that's what he does in
that's what he's
Sisu.
fuck, dude, I can't recommend it enough. It's so fucking awesome.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Give me what you got, man.
All right, I'll tell you what I've got. I'm gonna recommend Letterkenny. Season 11 just came out. If you have not watched this show, it is super funny. It's like Trailer Park Boys meets It's Always Sunny.
Okay.
There's always like ongoing running jokes that they keep calling back to after like episode after episode.
Nice.
Super fucking funny. Canadian. Just hearing people talking Canadian's funny anyways.
Yeah.
But like they always start out the episodes the same way, where it's like you were hanging out with your buddy the other day, and then like that's how it starts. Like just all these different parts.
Hell yeah.
Super fucking funny. I enjoy it. Meryl enjoys it, and she doesn't even really like sports stuff. So that just goes to show you that it can.
I didn't realize Letterkenny was kind of centered around sports in a way.
Hockey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
hockey's involved. There's two guys that are playing on the minor league hockey team that are
Nice.
recurring characters. The guy who's the main lead also plays a referee for the minor league hockey team.
Cool.
And he also plays a player on the minor league hockey team who you never see his face, and he just talks shit constantly to everybody.
Nice.
So yeah, it's super funny. It's on Hulu. Like I said, the new season just came out a couple weeks ago. We're almost all the way through it. I highly recommend it. There's a bunch of stuff to watch if you haven't watched it yet. You can go back and watch a ton of shit. So if you're looking for something to binge, go watch Letterkenny. And that's my rec center for the week.
Fuck yeah. Nice job,
Which
Chris.
is going to bring us to our man, John Daly. And he is about to hit it hard, man.
How drunk do you feel, dude?
And we are back
That
for
was John
the
Daly.
final time of episode 43. And we have quite the story for you. Chad's going to read you about this veteran celebrating his 104th birthday.
I can't wait to share the story to our viewers. It's amazing. Comes out of Washington. Arthur Walters Jr. has a lot to smile about.
He sounds like a guy who's 104 years old. Arthur Walters Jr.
That's a good name. I wish my name was Arthur. That's fucking
Strong
cool.
name.
It is.
Strong.
He just celebrated his 104th birthday, and from the picture here, he looks like he's just 80, smiling so big. Walters, it's his last name, brags that he's gotten this far without taking any medication. He also has a big sense of humor. People always ask, what do you attribute it living his long life to? And he always says, I have two good friends, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Walters said.
Mm-hmm.
He was 22. Walters had his pilot's license and enlisted in the Air Force. Now he is the only crew member from his squadron still alive. Asked what advice he would give the younger generation, Walters said he would tell them if they really want something, then they have to be willing to work for it. And if they fail, they should get up, get back to it. Doesn't get any better than that, Chris.
No, and that's how we feel about this podcast, Chad. Is like
That's what I thought
we
too, man.
want this.
Yep.
And if you want something, you got to work for it. If you want to live to be 104 years old, then you drink some Jim Beams and some Jack Daniels, and you listen to George Thorogood, and you have one shot, one whiskey, and one beer, and you live a happy and full fucking life.
Drinking alone.
I drink alone. Yeah, with nobody else.
I drink alone. Hell
Speaking
yeah.
of which, George Thorogood is a tiny man.
Really?
I don't even think he's 5'5".
Wow. Never knew that.
Went to go see him once, and we thought, like, oh, you know what? We could probably show up at, like, 9:30, miss the opening bands. There wasn't an opening band, and we showed up for the encore of George Thorogood.
Oh, damn. That sucks. Shit.
It was pretty cool. That was how I know he's so
he
tiny.
had the famous Bad to the Bone song.
I think we did hear Bad to the Bone. I think we
that's
left.
good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
But, yeah. I mean, the guy that's still up, lively, and a veteran, and he just says, a little whiskey, that'll do you.
I thought we had a lady on in the beginning stages of this who was an old lady who attributed her long health to
I think
drinking.
we probably did.
So maybe there's something to it.
Well, you know what?
I
We're
don't
on
know,
to something,
you know?
then, man. When we're
You
in our-
preserve yourself by pickling as you go.
That's probably
You
what it's
pickle-
the fermentation.
You pickle a little bit of it at a time,
Yeah. And you know what? When we're in our 90s still doing this podcast, we're going to thank the old whiskey.
We're gonna think Screwball peanut butter whiskey for
That's right.
Chad's enjoyable
Oh, and
time
hey,
drinking it tonight.
With the British Open this weekend, good luck to Mr. John Daly.
He gets to play. He's always playing.
He's always playing. He never
Yeah.
makes the cut.
I think he
but
said he's
still
actually
plays.
going to play this one because it's easier to walk the actual British Open
Oh.
than where they play the Senior Open. There's too many hills and his knee swells up.
Yeah, I get it.
But guys, if you've made it this far, we love each and every one of you.
Yep.
And please make sure you like and subscribe to us on whatever you're watching or listening to us on, and rate us 5 stars. It helps immensely.
Please do.
And as always, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all things social media at @fringe_fanatics. Chad Lee, I love you, buddy.
I love you, buddy. It was a good time.
It was. Episode 43 is in the books. We appreciate and love each and every one of you. Chad, pleasure as always.
Pleasure as always, man.
Cheers, my man.
Cheers. Training camp starts today. Football's coming back.
It's here. It's about to get weird, so stick around, guys. We love you. Toodles.